Vamos a pelear. Quiero a todo Dios alertar.
Que no hay grandes batallas sin grandes contrincantes.
So, have you ever watched this movie? This is the story of a group of crazy people robbing the banks. And when I saw this movie, this Dali must catch my eye. Just like many heists challenge the authority, I thought Salvador Dali's and his surrealists challenge the reality of our mindset. So today we are not just talking about many heists. I will talk about the exploration of surrealism, which is one of the most craziest art movements. And this is one of my favorite art movements. So let's start it. First of all, let me introduce myself. This is Nang Wei. My last digital number of student ID is 003. Okay, so let's start it. Before we talk about the surrealism, let's talk about surreal. What is surreal? People use the word surreal to describe the things that are crazy or too strange to be real. So, surrealism is not just about melting clothes, it's about the philosophy, politics, art, and revolution. So, let's talk about historical background. To understand surrealism, you have to understand Paris in early 1900s. It was stuffy, purple, full of rational, well-mannered people buying mind decorated art and living life on their best behavior. And then the war went to war. World War I changed everything. As the impact of war, people were so traumatized. Even artists have to embody in war and feel with the death of people who they love. Some artists trying to find the feeling of depression and translate that into the artwork. Andrew Breton, who was the 19-year-old poet at the time, was sent to the war as the medic, and this is the seriously traumatized way to grow up. Breton and everyone else who made it out of life were scared of life, and the war as they knew it was basically rented. The war made people start to look for what a different way to live. This is the bed of surrealism. For Breton and his friend thought that the traditional approach to life had ended in war. Maybe it was time to try something new. They joined us the group called Dada. Thus you had made political statement and that had out against anyone telling them how to live their life. So this was the totally different type of art. And Breton and his friends truly thought that they could avoid another war by inspiring others to reflect the reasonable, rational way of thinking that Europe was used to. So they were looking for revolution, but they didn't find it in Dada. But after months of experimental writing, Breton have a breakthrough. He have an inspiring dream about a man cut in half by a window. When he woke up, he realized this. We are not in control of everything that's going on our mind. There is a hidden part, a disorderly immigration, and that is called unconscious. So let's move about the conceptual frameworks. Surrealism influenced by the Sigmund Freud, who is the father of unconscious mind. 1988, Sigmund Freud wrote the book called The Interpretation of Dream, and artists really interested. He said that the unconscious mind contains the thought we are aware of, but it only makes up a small part of what is going on in our head. Inside the unconscious mind is stuff we are not aware of, deep hidden part of ourselves. Thus drive our fear, desire, and strict idea. The unconscious mind creates our irrational thought, or the thought that confuse skills and disgust us. This was the revolutionary idea Breton had been looking for. He believed that when people ignore or suppress their irrational thoughts, they become imbalanced and that lead to an unbalanced society, which lead to horrible things like war. Rodin wrote the book called The Manifesto of Surrealism, where he defined the world and officially established the group and their goal. The unconscious mind communicates thoughts, the symbols in our dreams. So the surrealists focus on the dream world. They reject the society's demand for everything to make sense. Instead, embracing the things they don't make sense. They said it's okay to be us, it's okay to be scared, it's okay to be shocked. Surrealists did everything as a group and developed new techniques by just messing around together. They were really into autonomism, a process. They were basically just wrote or drew everything they came into their mind, no matter what it was, really, whatever. After writers, painters joined the groups and surrealist ideas started spreading through Europe, involving the public through the surrealist magazine, book, film, and art show. So let's move about the key principle of the surrealism. Surrealists use a lot of time pass, artist elements, and techniques to create the artwork. So let's talk about autonomism, one of the key principles of the surrealism. So surrealists frequently employ the autonomism as a central creative process, the art of writing or drawing without conscious control, allowing and further thought to manifest. So the facility direct access to the subconscious forces the spontaneous expression and uncovering hidden aspects of our mind. For example, Automatic Drawing by Andrew Mason, 1924. The second principle, juxtaposition. Surrealist art figure an expected combination of image and idea. Lobster Telephone is the good example of juxtaposition. Is the award from Salvador Dali's 1936. I will explain about this later at the start of analyzing of artwork. Next, dreamlike effect is quite simple. Surrealists aim to involve the dream life, the quality in their art, and the viewer to explore the depth of the unconscious mind. The example award is from the Salvador Dali, 1936. It's the most famous one in surrealism. For the transformation, objects or figure can transformations. They illustrate the transformative power of the unconscious mind. So the example artwork is the Red Model by Reynolds, 1935. Next, dislocation. Elements within the surrealistic artwork are initially displaced from their usual context, so provide the departure from the conventional interpretation, forcing a fresh perspective by dislocating the elements. So this is also the artwork from the Salvador Dali. Next, time by style. Surrealist artwork does not adhere to a single art style or appearance, and is the entrain the philosophy and thinking that define the surrealism. It does not need to conform to traditional notion of beauty, and it can be shocked or distinguished while still being considered as long as they originate from the unconscious mind. So the example artwork is the object. This is one of my favorite artwork in surrealism. It's quite nice. Surrealism in Europe. Surrealism thrived everywhere in Europe, particularly Belgium and Czechoslovakia. Movement reflected the prevailing attitudes, event, and condition of the time and place. So this is the famous artwork from around these two countries, the True Florida and the Rainiman. So let's go back to the Salvador Dali. You know the mustache or the mask from the Money Heist. Dali was just a child in Spain during World War One, so he didn't share the traumatized experience of early surrealists. But later, as an artist, student Dali followed the surrealists from afar. He was the fan of fluid and was looking for the best thing to be a part of Paris. Dali impact on surrealism. Dali is the one who promoted the surrealism and he made more famous to the surrealism and to know the world about the surrealism. But crisis in surrealism would have shifted priority towards the political engagement. Dali and his friend produced a film which will be the milestone of the surrealism. Dali moved to America to escape the world wars and introduced the surrealism to general public beyond the paintings, sculpture, films, college, and Dali was the only surrealist who something nearly every single one. And America loved it, and they made Dali a celebrity, embodying his personality, humor, and painting, and accepting the surrealist imagery as lesson part of everyday culture. So let's analyze about the artwork. The Burning Draft by Salvador Dali, 1937. The message is Dali believed it was the premonition of the World War II serving as a warning about the possibility of war. The Burning Draft symbolized the call to save the humanity, promotions the introduction of the figures with the open drawer. For the psychological influence inspired by Freud's concepts of the mind as the chest of drawer. He compared the mind to the chest of drawer, something to be opened, kind of like our messy drawer. So let's move on the second artwork. This is one of my absolutely favorite things from Dali. I'm not sure why, but this lobster just really stuck with me. For Dali, lobster were sexually changed objects, a theme reflected in the lobster telephones. Beyond is the functional observers. That artwork conveys the quality shot through the conventional function of a lobster and a telephone. Created in London, and it was the plaster lobster carefully cut from the real lobster. And fully functioning with a wholly cut out the entire to fit a telephone receiver, and it's really nice. The last artwork is the different description under the picture means this is not a pie. Oh, this is not a pie. What is this? This is the painting of the pie. So it means we are not trying to recreate a reality. We are making a fake reality in our artworks. This concept is really nice too. That's it. So let's conclude. So the legacy of the surrealism is still remain until today, and it looks like weird and doesn't make any sense. But I thought that it is one of the art we should try to understand our unconscious mind, and it will serve as a brief our conscious and unconscious mind. So that's it. Thanks for watching.